Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. What's up guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert, do your own research. Okay, so where are we at and where are we going? This is going to be a review on Bitcoin USD on the daily. Okay, so where are we at right now? We just spent the last few months in a overall consolidation range. This was like I think 2-month range or so. Oopsies. And, price chopped around for about 2 months, and then now we are looking to escape this range. So what is the context? First, let's look at that, and then we'll look at the market structure. Right now, the market structure is clearly bearish up until now, where we saw lower highs and lower lows, followed by this consolidation event, which is very similar to this May, June, and July, and consolidation never looks like consolidation while it's happening. But you can start to see a shift in market structure if you start to scroll down to lower time frames. So obviously, as I said, big bearish market structure here, lower highs, lower lows. This market structure was much different than what we saw back in May, and the reason is that May was just a very quick, fast liquidation event where everybody died, people got liquidated. It all happened all at once, and then we chopped around for several months after that, and then price hit all-time highs. This overall market structure was very similar to 2018, where price was just doing a very slow grind down. It wasn't a fast nuke like we saw back in May. This is a very slow grind, traditional bearish market structure, where it's just lower highs, lower lows, and just a slow grind. And I remember looking at this overall price action, and I was thinking that the bottom was going to be around 40K. However, I was very wrong, and what I learned from that overall experience was that you kind of need to see some wicks into the demand area at the beginning or end of this consolidation, or you need to see like heavy volatility. And we didn't really see any of that during this stretch right here, where we had this big liquidation all the way down from 40K, from like 60K or so, 55 to 60, 55 down to 40. But we never saw any wicks into that demand zone afterwards. It just kind of was like an empty void. Whereas if you compare it back to May, we saw like lots of liquidations here, and then we saw lots of bidding into that demand area all the way to 30K. So as it got closer to this area, I started to realize that there wasn't much bidding in that lower area, and thus it's always a little bit scary. You usually want to see a few returns to that area. Now, of course, we all know what happens next. Price kept nuking lower, went down to 33K. And currently we saw a shift in market structure, in my opinion, in late February. This is really where it started to potentially change, in the sense that we hit a higher low. So we hit a low in late January, followed by a high at 46K in early February, followed by a higher low in late February. So when you see this higher low, you really want to see where the next high is set. And right here we hit this next high, which is a lower high at 45K. And then we hit some higher lows. So in this type of price action, what you typically get is that you see price is downtrending, hits like a low, hits a lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, and then it consolidates. So this is really what we've seen the last, that's what we saw the last few weeks, where price was just in this overall choppy consolidation. And it's quite a bit different than what we saw back in this big move down in November, December, January. And what I mean by that is that we never really saw any true higher lows being set, and we definitely did not ever see any higher highs being set either. It was just a constant grind down where there was lower highs and lower lows. So when we started to see this this low defended on February 24th, I think that was pretty telling, and that really set us up for what came next, which is now, in my opinion, a bullish market structure. And the reason why I think it's a bullish market structure on the daily is because now we have a low, a high, a higher low, lower high, higher low, higher high now at this point. So now we have a higher high set at 48K or whatever this is. And in my opinion, now we have a confirmed higher lows and higher highs. So what's my next kind of area up? Well, I mean, I think that the mid 50Ks makes a lot of sense. Traditionally, when you look at the 200-day EMA, whenever it gets flipped bullish, good things typically happen. I mean, we saw last time in August when it flipped bullish, price went up to around 53K, pulled back down to the 40s, and then we obviously hit all-time highs. But traditionally, if you look back in the past, the 200-day EMA is a key indicator for flipping bearish and bullish. Now, am I calling for all-time highs here? No, I'm not personally, because there's still a lot of macro stuff that can happen. But I think in terms of immediate targets, I think you have to look at the mid-50Ks. That's right when it's starting to get closer to this high-volume node, right around kind of this 43K area. Maybe like 54K area. This is kind of like an area of interest. It's high volume node. And usually these areas act as SR levels. So personally, I think we might, I'll clean this chart up now. I think that we might see something like moving up to kind of 50K initially, and then we pull back, and then we make our way up to 55 or something like that. Now, to me, what's really key is I'm going to see where the low is printed. I already think that this is a bullish market structure on the daily, but it's really important to see where the low is printed. And what I mean by that is where do we hit a low? Is it going to be a higher low? If it's a higher low, then we're just going to probably continue higher. And if you look at the market structure back in September and August, we had this run from 30K all the way up to 53K. Price was hitting higher lows all the way up, and higher highs too on lower time frames. So, we had this move down to July, which was the bottom, followed by August, which was a consolidation and a higher low compared to July, followed by another move up, and then we hit this higher low again. Again, from the same move from 54K or whatever to 40, and then continued higher. So what I'm really looking to see right now is you just denote this entire move as like a consolidation event. And then, as I said, the key was that you saw this as a higher low compared to some of the other lows that were established previously. So really, to me, the key is where we set the next low. And if it's a next low that is in a sustainable area and doesn't nuke lower, then I think that we will test the 55Ks. At that point, I don't know where we go. There's a lot of context. There's a lot of arguments for this being kind of this huge range in 2022, where price chops between 30K and 60K for the vast majority of it. And so if that's the overall idea, then you might see something similar to other consolidation price action, where you see price going all the way up to even like the low 60Ks or something like that, and then pulling back pretty strongly. This would make sense to me, given like kind of all the macro stuff, and there should be a lot of issues that come up later in the year with rate hikes and lots of uncertainty. There's going to be some food shortages. Supply chains are all still fucked up. Oil's still fucked up. So I think that it's likely that price goes to like the mid 50Ks or something like that. And at that point, I don't know where price is going to go. But to me, it's really important to see where the low is printed. Because if there's a higher low coming, say this goes to like 55K and then we like hit some sort of higher low. And the lows really stand out to you too on the chart. You can see in September this low was standing out. I would like to see it just holding around this kind of 45K area would be ideal to me, holding that level. So, if we saw something like this, then I think it's sustainable. But up until that time, I'm not really quite sure. Anyways, my plan, as I said, is to really just look to see where the low is printed. And after that, I will evaluate. Thanks so much for watching. I am going to be gone the next few months. I'm going to Asia. So keep working hard, and I'll hopefully keep making content. Cheers, guys.